What up, kids? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I'm your host, Sean C. We are back for another live stream. Sorry it took me so long to get started, but I had a couple. I always got to do my preps, and sometimes they take a little longer than I think. Thank you for you all being here. We'll have a few moments of people rolling through, but I want to talk to y'all to get started about tonight's live stream. Okay, so one of the things that I've been noticing as a pattern when it comes to the clips or at least the videos that are doing well here on social media is right now there's a lot of talk, and I don't understand it fully, but I guess you're starting to see more and more videos pop up that are doing really well about women wanting to know about, where the men's at. why come men don't want to date, right? That seems to be the going flavor of the week or the month right now. And it kind of makes sense because what's happening is, and I've told y'all from my experiences, that you're not seeing dudes out like they used to be. So I actually understand from the women's perspective why they might be asking these questions. But tonight, I pulled two videos, right? So this may not be a long live stream tonight, but I do have two videos that we're going to review, two separate videos. One of them was filmed 7 years ago. And we're going to look at a panel of women who are asking a question. See, it's not even just enough now that you have women wanting to know where men are at. But one of the things is modern women today were warned. And when we talk about being warned, especially in the Black community, Black women have been warned. They were warned by Kevin Samuels. Contrary to popular belief, as much as people didn't like Kevin Samuels or his message or the way he said it or whatever excuse they got, he was actually one of the few people who were actually trying to get people or help people with marriage. All right. There was nobody else out there pushing marriage. Even I don't even push marriage on this channel. I talk about alternative marriage or alternative ways to get married or to make sure that you protect yourself. But I don't sit up here and say, oh, yeah, go to the courthouse or you have a big ass wedding. I don't push that on this channel. I'm not saying it's not a necessary thing, but I'm saying that I understand from the perspective of men that men go want to protect themselves. Men are going to want to protect themselves from women who don't seem to really care about marriage other than the title, other than to say they did it. And then when they do it, they regret it. So one of the messages, one of the core messages I've had on this channel, in light of everything that we see in this space, the core message that I've had is that we as gents need to work on our purpose. Y'all know that, right? I've been talking about men being on their purpose since the beginning of this show. Even when I didn't know what this show was, I always talked about that. But when it comes to dating now, and even though I am in a relationship, I had become cynical about certain aspects of relationships. I still believe in them. And I still think that we need to prepare to be the person we need to be before we get into them. But the cynical part of me looks at relationships today. And what it says is, all options should be on the table for men. What I mean by when I say all options should be on the table is, if you want to date somebody that, is, live in another part of the state or live in another state or live in another region of the country or live outside of the country. All options should be on the table. And over the years, right, I remember how taboo it was to date somebody outside of your race, right? I would say if you're in your late 30s and older, there was periods of time where it was pretty much, it was taboo. It's not to say it didn't happen. It just wasn't normal to see somebody dating outside of their race. It happened, right? I probably saw more women do it, particularly black women. I saw more black women back in the day, maybe dating outside than I saw brothers doing it. You know, because even when brothers did it back in the day, what happened? Oh, you like that white girl, right? Like it'd be something like, you know what I mean? It was always just this stigma that went along with it. And I remember, gents, the very first duty station of my first boat was in the Pacific Northwest. And out there in the Pacific Northwest, this is like 2000, right? I had never seen so many interracial couples. I'd never seen it before. Not like that. You know, I'm a dude from New Orleans. I'd never seen that, right? It just wasn't common. So now, fast forward, I told you I have two clips. And the one clip that I have is the main clip that we're going to be talking from today. All right. You're going to have sisters saying that it hurts to see black men talking to white women. And when they say white women, it means anybody who's not a black woman, right? That used to be the thing. Like, I don't care. I don't care if she's Spanish. She white. You know, it didn't matter. It wasn't a sister. She was a white woman. Okay. And these women are going to talk on this panel. You know, they're going to ask why does this hurt so much? And, you know, is it because of the men that betrayed them? Or is it because men finally, you know, have options? Or at least now in the age of social media, now the world isn't limited. And in a way, that's a bad thing, right? Us thinking that we have so many options is a bad thing. But in the case of, you know, dealing with women who don't appreciate you, it's a good thing. Okay. It's all good. See, you know, it's not about the love that they lost. It's about the control that they lost. And I've tried to show y'all that in multiple videos. Okay. And it was never about building families. It was never about this partnership that they claim that it's supposed to be. It was about ownership. You know, the idea that, you know, black men should always stay in reserve for them, that you should always be like permanently friend zoned, while Pookie Licious and Chatticus and Junebug and everybody else that they could think of, it basically gets free lovings without having to put in the work, the money, the time. They ain't got to do none of that. You do, right? You're supposed to stay on her back burner, stay in her friend zone, no matter how badly you treat it. It don't even matter no more, okay? Now, in the second clip that I'm going to play tonight, this is the older video. This is a news report going into barbershop and asking black men why is things the way it is. This is 14 years ago on that clip, okay? 14 years ago. And I hadn't seen the clip in a minute. I saved it, but I hadn't seen the clip in a minute. And the surprising part, gents, is that when you listen to the beginning, don't necessarily capture it. But as you get to the end of the second video, which is a shorter video, very short video, and you start hearing some of the things that the black men are saying in 14 years ago, then you start to actually realize These women ain't listened to a goddamn thing. They ain't listened to a damn thing that we've been saying. Because there was a chance. There was a chance to still, like, keep your men. There was a chance to win those men back. And some women get it. Some women get it. But they come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. The irony is the same women that refuse to listen back then are the same women that you see today crying on TikTok and social media, Instagram, right? About being single, lonely, childless. I got to freeze my eggs. And it's not that they didn't get the message. They just never thought that they would pay a price. They thought that, hey, I want to be able to do what I want to do without any consequences, without any responsibility. And we all got to take responsibility at some point. As soon as you wear the mantle of being an adult, you are not absolved of taking responsibility at some point in your life. If you want to live, if you intend to live long enough, right? You don't get these. You don't get these right here unless you've lived some life and you've suffered some consequences and you've made some mistakes. But you also get these, right? When you get these and you actually start to, walk in your purpose, then those mistakes from the past actually benefit you in the future. And we have a group of men and women, particularly in our community, that aren't getting this damn message. So men don't owe these women their lives, their loyalty, their legacy. They don't owe y'all nothing, ladies. Especially and particularly if they not respected. Men are done with that shit. That's why y'all can't find men. And that's why so many brothers have decided to check out. That's why so many brothers are moving differently today. Just like I kind of saw a little bit in the comments. That's why you got brothers getting their passports and experiencing the male-female dynamic in a completely different way than you do here in America or in the UK or down by people in Australia. So tonight might be a shorter live stream, but we're going to dive into this. So do me a favor right quick. If y'all haven't done it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, we do this on most Wednesdays, okay? We like to have these type of conversations. And that brings me to the fact that I cannot do this show without you all. Thank you to the 60 plus people that are in the live chat right now. Thank you for being here tonight. You could be anywhere else, but you're here, and I'm grateful for it. I won't keep you too long tonight because I actually have other work. Something that before I get into it, I just want to tell y'all, gents, this topic tonight, I want to hear from you. That's why it's shorter. Give us time to hear from you. It also is going to be connecting topics. I intend to do this live stream tonight. For my members, I already filmed the video. I just need to edit y'all video, right? And I'm not going to overly edit it because y'all the members, y'all not going to trip on that, okay? But the member video been ready for like 2 days, actually. I just haven't had time to edit. I've been working on a lot of stuff, all right? But the member video will be out tomorrow. There'll be a regular video out tomorrow that's going to continue this conversation. And then I'm going to have a Friday video that's going to continue the conversation even further. And then the Monday video is going to continue from something I said earlier, okay? So I've already planned out what I want to, I've already planned out, hey, my next 3 to 4 videos. I need you all to support it. And that's why I give a shout out to my gents because, again, this channel is nothing without you all. So let's get to the comments real quick, see who we got up in the house. In addition, you're going to want to stick around for this whole live stream, because once we get through the main topic, I have some clips that are funny as hell that I laughed. I'm talking about, like, I was doom scrolling late at night. I started laughing, and I was like, man, I want to share this with the gents because I want to get y'all thoughts on it, okay? I can't be the only one laughing at this shit when it's funny, okay? I can't be the only one, right? Shout out to King. He said, here's my admission ticket and like. Yep. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, King. Hit that like button. All right. Already, that's me. Shout out to Adam, expat living overseas. No worries. Take your time. Thank you very much. I had to start a little bit late. Yo, Sean CTSG, Big Pimp, and Homie, and the Uncut player, Green Money Peeps. Preston, great to have you here tonight. Thank you so much. He said, take your time, brother. All right. Appreciate that. Gregory says, oh, really now? All right. Our boss says, check it in, gents. Salute to the chat. Like and share the live. Thank you, our boss. I appreciate you. You killing that Popeye shirt, brother homie. Thank you very much. It's the first triple XL shirt I've ever owned in my life. And if y'all knew how skinny I used to be, you know there's no way I could ever fit in a triple XL. But I saw this one. It was looking gangster. Right? Had to wear it. Plus, I want to be comfortable. I'm probably going to turn on this fan in a little bit because your boy be getting hot, okay? When you wearing a triple XL shirt, your ass gets hot. Shout out to the champ, man. Thank you, brother, for being here. I appreciate you. Shout out to my brother. He said, love the great fam. Thank you, man. There's actually more than this normally. I trimmed the beard down a little bit, so we'll see. Still is for black men. I'm assuming you was answering something earlier. Thank you for being here, brother. We got more. We got a lot to talk about. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on tonight's topic because it is what it is. From what I seriously heard is that you can't even trust women outside of your race, that foreign women are just as treacherous than American women. Absolutely. If you listen, it don't matter where you go. Women are still women. They're still female nature, okay? You still have to operate as a man. The reason why we talk about being on your purpose here on this channel is because from your purpose stems everything. If you are a man that's not moving in your purpose, then you allow a woman to knock you off track. But when you're a man on your purpose and that's the thing that you're going for, then you go, whatever she's talking about over here, if it ain't aligning with this purpose, you got to move the way you need to move. And if she don't understand that, then she's not the one. She may not always like it, but she should understand it. Does that make sense? All right. As an immigrant, I can't help that I'm going where I am accepted and not tolerated anything but black. Well, you know, that's a choice. Most black men still deal with black women. And that's the other thing that I try to emphasize here, right? Your preference is your preference. Who gives a shit? Look, if you like big girls, go get big girls. He like big women, right? He would tell you if he was on the live stream tonight. He like them thick, okay? I'm not talking about like unhealthily thick. I'm saying, but he like his women thick. He like, I'm a big dude and I don't know what to do with a little girl, with them little tiny ass girl. I don't know what to do, right? So I say that to say, love who you gonna love. Enjoy who you gonna enjoy your time with. This shit is short, man. This time that we have is short. Most of us here are middle age, right? We are, and when I mean middle age, I mean 35 and above, right? I'm saying most of us here are middle age. Don't fall for that 50 middle age. Nah, your ass is 1 foot in the ground at that point, okay? No disrespect to all my older gents out here, right? But I'm saying 35 and above. So I'm saying the moments that we have with the people in our life, whether it's for a reason or a season, we got to enjoy that. So don't let anybody stop that because that's part of your journey, okay? Now, if you out here, you know, doing these thoughts and hood rats and then your life is all messed up, yo, we tried to warn you on this channel. We've been trying to warn you, man. Shit. Shout out to Rick, man. They always want control, but fail to realize we're stronger together. Yeah. And that's been another thing that I think I like. If you watch my videos, I've tried to put that in my videos. Hey, y'all trying to do it alone, and why? It don't make no sense. Chris says, I'm not getting any Pookie leftovers. I don't blame you, Chris. Hell no. You're 100% correct. Black men are the only men in America that have folks trying to control us like we are children. Yeah. Straight up. No thanks. Passport. Jay Scott says, nope, I'm out. Salute, gents. Shout out to Young Hazrat. Jay Scott, thank you for being here. Chris, thank you for being here. Rick, all of y'all, man. Matrix, what's up? Why bother? Black women are cooked. See, I don't like when people put a label, just put a blanket label. And the reason is because this is why I feel that way. Y'all got to hear me on this one, okay? I don't like blanket labels because I've lived all over this country. And me and my brother in the chat, we have worked with people from parts of the country that they never seen a black person until they seen us. And so when you have the mindset of just, yeah, all of them are bad, or, you know, all of them are this, all of them that, it means that you haven't given yourself over to critical thinking. Now, you might say, well, Sean, the statistics say this, that, and the third. Sure. But anybody, any woman of any place could play you. So it don't come down to what the woman skin color, this, that, and third is like. It's like who she is as a character. And that's why you, as a gent, work on yourself so you can discern that woman's spirit. That's why we hold ourselves to a higher standard of being able to walk in our purpose, get ourselves right so we can discern the spirits. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So I get it. Listen, if that's your preference, that's fine. We're going to talk about that in tonight's video, actually. So I'm glad you brought that up. But that's why I want to bring this topic up, because it brings up other issues in how we're thinking about this. No matter what our skin color is at this point, not with everything going on. How do you treat me? How are you an asset or a liability? All right? And do you respect me? And do you respect men? Right? Like there's a whole litany of questions to ask before you allow anyone, I don't care what they look like, to really be in your space. All right? Let's get into this video real quick. I'm going to catch, actually, let me just say hi to a few more people. Sorry, I can't catch all these comments because it's y'all. Let's see who I haven't seen yet. Shout out to Time Traveling Salesman. Shout out to you. Had this conversation with a potential prospect today. She actually was open to the message. She sees it happening in real time. That's all you can do. Thank you for this comment. That's all you can do. Like, I can understand when they don't understand where we're coming from. What I do have a problem with is not having the critical thinking skills to open yourself up to at least listen. Do you understand? See, the thing about it is, growing up around women, I've heard their argument on things. I hear their arguments all the time. What's happened is their lack of ability to be able to say, I didn't see that way. That makes a lot more sense. These statistics are alarming. What do you think about it? Like they're not in that. They go by how they feel. And that's how we have a problem. We have a bunch of people in this goddamn country, and all they do is they go by how they feel instead of what are the facts. And then they make up the facts to meet a narrative. And you can't do that shit either. Like, make it make sense. Take it back to do unto others as you have them do unto you. Like, whether you're religious or not, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. But even if you just take that at face value, Am I treating people the way I want them to treat me? In that covers everything. And what's happening right now is these women want you to spin on them, treat them like they Queen Sheba, and they want to put their feet on you while they prop their damn feet up. Okay? You the footrest. You the footnote. You the one feeding her grapes and fanning her ass while she's sitting on this make-believe throne. Right? So, who else? V, what's up? What up, gents? V, great to see you. Glad to have you here tonight. I'm shocked to find out how promiscuous younger women are, but at least there's a chance for incorruption versus with older. Yeah, listen. Thank you, V. One of the videos that I plan to put out next week or whatever, right? I have a string of videos, and I'm trying to connect all of the topics. I've really thought these next 3 to 4 videos out. I've already thought them out. Okay. 2 of them I was supposed to do this week, but I decided I'm going to flip it. We're going to use this live stream. We're going to talk through the next 2 videos. Next week, we're going to build on what we talked about. Exactly what you just said, V. That's what we're going to talk about next week. First video next week about the promiscuity of the young women. Because next to simping, which we talked about all last week, the promiscuity of young women is actually like at critical levels right now. We're going to talk about that. That's why if you're not subscribed to this channel, you need to subscribe so you can hit that bell icon notification so you get all the notifications of the next videos because they all going to connect and you don't want to miss any of them. All right. I promise you. Dang, Sean, I guess 67 I am in quicksand. Hi, Tolliver. Great to see you, brother. Yeah, no. It's, listen, I'm not trying to disparage, us gents that, have age, have wisdom, have our grades, have our families, damn near grandkid level, you know what I mean? I just want the younger men to understand that 35, you might look at as still young, but you're already technically halfway through. What are you doing? Okay. When I got in my car accident and my brother right? Delta Alpha, he already know. That was a defining moment in my life. That was when I was 35 years old, right? 35 and a half, about to be 36 when I got into my car accident. That wouldn't be the only test that I went through, but that was one of the biggest tests of my life. And that shit shook me to my core. So if you don't start getting it by 35, not to mention that event that happened at 35, that could have took my life. It could have took my life. So when I'm telling young men, hey, 35 is middle age, 35 is middle age, man. So shout out to XL Pro. Shout out to Pirate Broadcaster. I'm sorry I'm skipping through. Hey, Yash, what's going on, man? Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucking it down with her hands. Absolutely. Who else did I catch? James, man, thank you for being here tonight. I'm sorry I'm not catching. I mean, man, great to see you. He said, peace, brother Sean and the gents. Salute to you, brother. Andre, man, great to see you. And then there's always that convenient lie they tell. You know what? I promise you, I haven't even watched this full video. I promise you there's going to be a convenient lie told. They might not be. I want to be surprised. But usually when you have women having a conversation like this, there's always a convenient lie. What did I say? There's always the truth, and then there's the lie. We're going to hear it tonight. Shout out to Andre, man. Thank you for being here. T-App exposed women's nature. That's right, Rick. Who else did we? Okay, we got everybody. Let me catch this last comment. Midlife was 35 for me as well, not half of 100. Yeah. Man, let me tell you. Shout out in the comments, man. But I'm going to tell you, I didn't panic. I panicked at 30. Didn't panic at 40. Now I'm close to 50, right? Man, I ain't gonna lie, I've loved my 40s, even through the ups and downs. Like there's been a lot of stuff going on in my 40s, okay? But I will say that this has been a great decade, man. I'm saying that like overall, man, I've done some things I got to experience things. I got to do this, man, in my 40s, man. Like, I can't even explain it, y'all, but like I feel like the perfect blend between wisdom and youth right now. And I didn't feel that. I felt old and I felt beat up in my 30s because of work, because that was the career building years. I felt beat the hell up. And I've had my moments, but I don't feel that way at 40. I don't. So shout out to Garrett, man. He said, just got done dancing and dropped someone off the swim while it could be lonely out there. I smile when I see modern women experience the consequences of their actions. Absolutely, Garrett. According to statistics, there's only a few more years before half of us women will know with no children, no husband, in the middle of economic collapse. Half of U.S. women, half of United States women with no children, no husband in the middle. Yeah. All right. Y'all ready? Oh, man. Thank y'all. Man. It's coming, okay? Do me a favor, hit that like button real quick. Let's get into this first video tonight, gents. I appreciate y'all, man.
What's up, guys? It's Shamika Sanders here with my...
Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear this. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear this, man. Let me turn up my volume.
My lovely co-host, Kiara Kelly, and guest co-host, Africa Miranda. Hey, girl, hey.
Welcome to the table, girl.
Looking fabulous. All this melanin in one spot. You are watching another episode of Listen to Black Woman, starting now.
Thank you, artists. Appreciate it. Andre, thank you.
Ooh, yeah.
Listen, let me just say this before we get started. The purpose of it is not to drag these women at all. I want to hear their perspective, and I want you to hear their perspective because I want to make this a learning opportunity, a learning experience for the gents. If there are any women watching, I really want you all to hear how men think about these topics, okay? It's very important that we get to that part where we at least try to understand each other. At least that's my purpose. Now, that's before I start getting till we get past this part and then we get to the roasting clips, because I got some roasting clips for y'all tonight, okay? We got about 3 clips that we get to roast on for a little bit, and that'll be how we end the live stream tonight. All right? All right, let's get back to it.
We're going to get into today's topic of interracial dating, a.k.a. all the black men we see with white women in Hollywood. Just kidding, a little deeper than that. Well, Michael B. Jordan was spotted on a yacht with a bunch of white women, and, I mean, he's just been spotted around town gallivanting with a series of white women on vacation. He tried to play it off and say it was his bro's girlfriend, but he was canoodling with her. I don't know, all of these things. All of this leading to our question of the week. Why do black women feel so hurt when we see our black men with white women?
Let's hold it right there. The one thing I want y'all to realize, okay, gents, the one thing I want y'all to realize is y'all watch this. If this was, I believe this is a 7 or 8-year-old video. So this is 7, 8 years ago. This is, let me put myself up on screen because I just want to give y'all context. I want y'all to think about 7, 8 years ago. It's 2017, 2018-ish. This is pre-Kevin Samuels blowing up. This is pre-Kevin. I'm not saying it wasn't a quote-unquote manosphere at the time. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the manosphere really had its height at about 2020-ish, right? Right around the pandemic, 2020, 2021. So this conversation, I want to put in context. Pre-Kevin Samuels, this conversation. Think about that. Think about where we were at that point. Just think about that. All right, let's get back to it.
Ladies.
I don't like to use the word hurt because I feel that puts too much weight on it. Personally, I am not that sad or affected when I see a black man with a woman of another race, unless he's very fine.
Oh, did you hear that, gents? Real quick. She was like, I am not, if you didn't hear that, she said, I am not offended to see a brother with another woman of another race unless he fine. Ain't that some shit? It always come back to that one, don't it? Well, if he real fine, then I ain't taking one of our brothers. At least that's the mentality they usually have. I'm going to say that when I see black women with a dude of another race, I don't think much of it either. I really don't. The only thing, I mean, be real about something, okay? We're gonna be real about, and I don't scoff at them or nothing. I don't really care overall. The only thing I make mental notes of is when you see women's come online talking about, I can't believe he with her. Or, no, sorry. My mindset went wrong with it. When they come online and say, this dude is corny, this dude is a lame, why are you talking to me? Right? When they do all that stuff, try to shame you for just trying to speak to them. You're not good enough. But when that type of dude is walking and got somebody in his arm of a different race, and they still give that dude the evil eye, even though they would have never talked to that dude in the first place, I have a problem with that. I absolutely do. So I make a mental note when I'm walking and I see a black woman with someone of a different race. I often wonder, would this been the same type of woman that would say that the dude, don't talk to me? Like, is she one of them types that she would be telling you that you're not good enough, but then the dude that she with, just some dude, just some white boy with a t-shirt, you know what I mean? Just some jeans and some Vans, and that's good enough. Whereas you could dress up, look nice, blah, 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 is not good enough. So that's the only thing that I think about in my head. This has nothing to do with her being with someone else. I think my concern is, are you meeting the same measure with a black man as you are with someone else? Which is why I always tell you that for me, right, I am attracted to women that I can talk to, that make me think, right? That I can be myself around. So we're talking one being, a personality type, and the other being, well, how does this person look? Which is kind of where we go there. Let's get back to it.
She is not what I really think is, a good match. But I do question a lot of their choices, because when pressed or asked about it, a lot of them have really lame excuses. Like Michael did the whole thing about milk flavors, and I was just like,
so weird.
Right. Like, just say you like what you like and this is not it, or this is it.
My problem with it.
Hold up. Real quick. Let's back that up real quick, because I want to cover that part.
Right. Like, just say you like what you like and this is not it, or this is it.
Okay. So did y'all hear that, right? So on the surface, what she's saying don't sound bad. She's saying, look, why lie about it? If you like white women, say you like white women. If you don't, you don't. But gents, I have a problem with that answer, and maybe some of y'all do too. I'll check the chat and see what y'all think, right? Even when you give them a legitimate, I like her because she treat me right. And then, as she stated before that last statement, what did she say? She said, well, if I don't think it's the right match, then I don't like that neither. When are they ever going to think it's a good match? When are they ever going to think that seeing that and that's a good match? Unless the dude is completely busted and like, you know what, y'all can have him. That'd be the only time. Because if you got anything going on for yourself, they normally would ignore you if you Michael B. Jordan, if you wasn't an actor or people didn't know your face, when you just a regular ass dude. But as soon as you look like you carrying yourself well, you got something going on for yourself, now they got a problem. See what I'm saying? So they say, just go ahead and say what you like. But then as soon as you say, hey, it's because she treats me better, or she listens to me, or she respects me, we get along great. What happens? That's not even acceptable either. It's the same shaming tactics, the same side language. Shame, insult, guilt that need to be right. It's the same thing, even when it comes to whoever you decide to date, if they don't think you should be with them. And then when the dudes that are out there by themselves and lonely or don't have anybody, they don't sit there and feel sorry for them dudes. They just like, you just need to get your money up. Okay, well then I'm gonna find somebody who's gonna accept me for me, damn it. You know what I mean? There's all these goddamn rules, man, with them. And this, who gives a damn if you accept whether I'm with this person or not? Who gives a damn? Life is way too short. A lot of the gents in this chat right now are older. We ain't got time to be worrying about what people think about us. You know what I mean? Shout out to my Gen X and my late millennials. Shout out to my boomers that I got in here. Listen, let me tell you, we ain't got time to be worrying about what you think about who I'm with and who with who. Okay? Shout out to Devin, man. Shout out to you, man. Man, at my age, if I meet a nice Hispanic, Asian, African woman that treats me right, I would do it. Boom. And that's what I'm saying. Hey, ladies, any ladies listening, boom, right there. Literally at this point now, you all have flipped the game. And I don't think I've heard anybody say this shit, but y'all flipped the game. If I'm not saying dudes don't look at how a woman looks. That's the first thing we're gonna notice. And anybody tell you we wrong for that is wrong. That's just the way we are. You can be mad about it or not. Okay? I thought it was ridiculous when women will dish you for the look at your shoes. My mom and them told me that when I was younger. Oh, you gotta keep your shoes nice because these girls look at your shoes first. Like, what the shoes got to do with me? Right? So let's get that out the way. Women then flipped the game. Women then became 304s, gents. It became 304s to the point that dudes are now like, man, I just need to find me a nice one. I just need to find me one that's going to respect me and treat me right. Literally, y'all done flip the criteria to the point dudes like, you know what? That's what I'm going to show y'all in the next week's video. I'm going to show y'all how degenerate these modern women have gotten. I'm talking about they taking 304 to the whole next level. Like it's crazy. I can't wait to make that video next week. I think that should be about Monday's video. Can't wait to make it because the clips I have are insane. Even I was just like, but damn, I need to go take another shower again. Like I literally felt like that after I watched it. So women did flip the game. Oh man, let me catch one more coming. Shout out to artists, man. Modern women are burnt, overcooked. Sad thing is, like burnt toast, how do you salvage? Well, you can try to make French toast with it, dip it in some batter. It's gonna have your French toast gonna have that burnt taste though. Thank you, artist, man. Thank you for that one. You better do that French toast, baby. Devin said, salute to you, salute to you, Devin. Let's get back to it real quick, man. Better.
My problem with it is that I feel like Michael B. Jordan's fan base has been built on the backs of black women. And now he's afraid that he's going to lose his audience. So now he's clamoring and he's all these milk analogies and it's really strange. But we see this so often in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Stop. Gents, I told y'all this was 7, 8 years old. Okay? I want you to think about this situation. I want you to think about what's happened in the last 7 to 8 years. I believe in the last 7 to 8 years, Michael B. Jordan was talking to Lori Harvey. Was he not? If I'm not, just let me know down in the chat down below, okay? Let me know down in the chat. But gents, was Michael B. Jordan not talking to Lori Harvey? Is that her name? Lori Harvey? And when he was talking to this woman, was he not getting serious with this woman? Wasn't Michael B. Jordan trying to propose to one said Lori Harvey, whatever her name? Okay, Andre, I see you. Andre said he sure was. I'm not done yet. So my man was trying to make this woman a wife. A wife. At about that time, I believe Michael B. Jordan was about 30 years old, about 7, 8 years ago. Maybe he was in his late 20s. But the point was, he was trying to make this woman a wife, an honest woman. Bro, everybody talking to Lori Harvey. Well, hey, I wasn't there yet, Rick. See, they're talking about his preference then because he was just think about this conversation. Think about how crazy this is, right? 7, 8 years ago, these women are like doubting Michael B. Jordan just because he was around some white women. I want y'all to think about that for a moment. I want y'all to think about that. He was just around them. They don't even know the real situation. He said there was some friends, girls, and they think he was obfuscating because he didn't want to be, perceived to be around that. And whether it's true or not, I'm not here to dispute that. Okay. I'm saying there's no evidence that he was with any of those women. And here they are talking about it. I mean, think about that. So this is what my point was earlier. You ain't even got to be like, you could be barely around women from other races and they're going to be talking about you. Then let them talk. And like they were saying, look, he built this thing on we thinking he was cute. But y'all didn't think that dude was cute when he was in high school. Y'all didn't think he was cute when he was early on in his career, when he was in his early 20s. See, they don't want to build with you. They want you to already have it. And then when you have it, you got to move the way they want you to move. Come on, man. Come on, man. We literally got to the point where women call men gay if they're not pursuing women, which is why I brought up the... Come on, man. Y'all already know. This is why I put all this stuff in the videos, man. Right? This is why I put all this stuff in there. Coaster snobs. The wait at the finish line. Boom. Exactly. Listen to what the gents are saying. Y'all don't make sense. Y'all want it the way y'all want it, and it don't go no other way. That's not the way life works. You have another being that have their own motives. And y'all not even trying to build shit. Y'all just really want to wait at the finish line to spend the money. Y'all not trying to build for no future shit. Y'all not even thinking that far ahead. Major says black men want to build a family. Black women destroys family by their own selfishness. It's not, look, shout out to my brothers from other cultures, but yo, this is happening in all communities, okay? Like women, if you're in a modern Western country, women today, they want to start the family, but they have the courts behind them to be able to destroy that family. I mean, man, thank you so much, man, for the $10 holla, man. I mean, it's going to be our first sponsor of the night. And I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you very much, bro. This means a lot. I mean, with the $10 holla, baby. First sponsor of the night. Much appreciated. Let's get you back down there. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. All right. Garrett says God gave us advice for how to deal with women, and it was extreme. Who's heating it? MBJ was living with his mom at the time. Okay. Can't bring that kind of negative energy in the house. House is gonna turn into Wakanda Part 5. My last wife was a builder boo. Not again, ever. Fee. It's happening everywhere, not just black people. Yes, classic perspective. That's exactly what I'm trying to. We got brothers. We got other men that are watching from all around the world, right? And they talk about shouting them out. So again, shout out to the UK. Shout out to my dudes down in Mexico. Shout out to my dudes in Colombia. Shout out to my Australian friends. Shout out to my friends in Africa that watch the channel. I'm telling you, right? Like you start seeing developed areas. And we should actually do a video, a review of a video I saw of what's going on in Japan and China and stuff like that. We should probably do one of those videos one day because they going through it real bad, right? And let's be real about it. I'm not trying to knock anybody from China or Japan or whatever. Those dudes just have completely given up on any level of masculinity. Like in comparison, right? Like even dudes that we wouldn't even consider necessarily masculine seem masculine compared to some of the dudes over in those places because they just gave up. They're like, you know what? It's not even worth the hassle from what I've seen from the documentary. So we should probably talk about that in a future video. But artist says, look out for some Chinese women. They list how much they are in debt, the car they need, etc. before dating. Yeah, right. And that's why the brothers over there, they like, we're done. There's no need to even dating because the expectations are so high, we cannot meet them. Right? TSG is worldwide now. Shout out to you, Mr. Worldwide, doing your thing. Oh, I look at and V said modern women are everywhere. Yeah. So I just look at the stats. And also when my brothers from different places, they'll comment and say, yo, why you didn't shout us out? Shouting y'all out, man. You know what I mean? My brothers over there in the UK, shouting y'all out, man. So this is an issue, but this is the issue. Right now, the solution is the same for all men. The solution is, again, you have to be on your purpose. Because when you're on your square and you're moving purposely and deliberately, you can't help but you're already going to be tested as you go through and find your purpose and you're working through your plan and your goals. If you're serious and you stay on that path long enough, you will get tested. Everybody thinks like, oh, I could be a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. I've been doing this 5 years. And anybody who's seen, go watch any of them old ass videos. I wasn't good. I'm still not good. I'm still not at my best. And I've been doing this for 5 years. I want y'all to let that sink in. So with us as men, we need to grow to a level of almost mastery of what we're doing, what we're trying to go for. And even then, that's the bare minimum to get you the slightest chance of being the man that you need to be for the type of woman that you say that you want. See what I'm saying? That don't guarantee, but if you've learned the lessons along the way, because women are women no matter where you go. So my point still stands. Let's get back to this, man.
Yeah, and we're seeing right through it because all of those types of explanations, they just read as superficial and inauthentic.
So
It's like, just own it, brother. I think it.
Again, they say just own it, okay? They say just own who you like. And as soon as you do, not good enough, all right? Let me do something real quick. I need to go ahead and turn this fan on because your boy is. Your boy running on fat boy heat right now. I'm sorry. Your boy running on fat boy heat. Sorry about the fan. I know it's going to be a distracted with it. Let's get back to it.
It hurts me as well, only because I see Black partnership as a Black investment back into our communities. And when you look at our families, the first person you love is your uncle or your father. And you see this example of Black men and Black women loving each other. And to think that a Black man maybe went through his life without wanting to build that same type of family.
I'm sorry, I'm going to stop it. This is another talking point. This is another talking point that we hear. Well, how could you want to be with someone else and not want to start a family with someone that looks like you and someone that looks like the people that you grew up around? And I understand this perspective. I really do. I'm not going to shame. I'm not on the. There's the truth, and then there's the lie. The truth is, I can understand that someone would say, why wouldn't you want to build and have a family within the community that you grew up in, around the people, or not around the people, but like the people that you supposedly love. And when you look at the statistics, most Black men want to be with or date black women. Most, right? Those are the statistics. No matter how they try to spin it, they don't care about most. They want all, and I understand. Well, not all. If they don't, if that brother they don't care about, if he a brother that they don't worry about it anyway. So maybe 99%. But the thing about it is, it goes back to the same arguments that we keep having. Keeps going back to the same arguments of that man could want to start a family. That man could want to get with that woman and have children that have the exact same skin color, grow up in the same, type of culture and environment, whatever, right? But what black men and other men aren't seeing, they're not seeing an effort of women who actually act like they want to start a family for long-term commitment. Nobody's getting that perspective. And I'm not just trying to knock it. It's not even just black people that's getting, like, there's a genuine consensus that most people see black women as strong and independent and not necessarily wanting to have a family. Now, whether that's wrong, right, wrong, or indifferent, this is the perception. And some perception is probably rooted in some level of racism or biases. That might be true. But when you have everybody have that perception, everybody, at what point do you say why? At what point do you say why? And do I embody that? Do I embody the type of am I the type of woman that is wife material? And most women will say yes because, well, I'm ready to get married. But feeling like you want to be married doesn't equate to you are a wife or wife material. No, it doesn't. Yes. Men feel like, and I'm not, this goes to all modern women. This ain't just a black woman thing. It's a modern women thing. Men in general, all race, colors, whatever, are nervous to get married because there is no incentive for it. It's the worst contract that you can get in. I saw a clip, and I wish I had downloaded and put it in tonight's queue, but they're talking about Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was married to this woman for less than a year, and he has to pay this woman as if they were married for 20 years. This woman became an instant millionaire just by marrying him and getting a divorce. You all ladies, any ladies are watching, you all initiate divorces at an 80, 70, 80% clip, 90% if you're college educated. You all initiate most of the divorces. I'm sorry. Yes. Are all men, do men have their issues? Yes. Are all men? Listen, we can talk about men's issues, but you cannot tell me that 70% of the men that are married are that bad that they deserve to get divorced like that. You can't tell me that. You cannot, I would not be convinced that that number is even accurate. Especially when I hear how modern women take accountability. They don't. So you telling me it's all men's fault? He forgot to take out the trash like one Tuesday, maybe a few Tuesdays a year, and that was enough for you to leave? Or he was a good man, but you left him? Well, I just was bored. So again, all of y'all excuses come down to you. So this woman right here, she would have you believe that, or should tell you that, or you should want to have babies with women that look like you. And maybe she's right. Maybe she is. But if those women that look like you are trying to cause you the most harm, who only seem to care about what you got in your wallet, they don't even care about, they literally are having multiple babies by the same type of dudes. Even though they learned, the first, oh, my first baby daddy, he beat me, and the second one, yeah, he hit me too, and the third one, he hit me. It's like, yo, first of all, you have a problem with dudes whipping your ass, and then you can't keep your leg close to them. That's not a man problem. Those men are a problem, but you keep picking them. So what men are saying to ladies like this, it's like, yo, I have been through the ringer with women that just only looking for this, that, and the third. I'm now exploring my options. Not that I want to do this. I've already polled y'all before, a long time ago, and y'all told me, hey, you would like to find a woman, and you would like it. A lot of y'all would like her to be a black woman. But you can't find one. You can't find one that ain't got her hand out. And it's not to say, ladies, that you shouldn't desire a man that isn't trying to provide for you. Because that's silly. But even when the man is providing for y'all, it's never enough. It's not good enough. And men are just plain tired of that shit. So
it can be very hurtful. And I do think there is this overarching belief that a lot of us are dating and marrying outside of our race. So far, I think it's 89% of the current men who are married are still married to black women, but that does not acknowledge how that statistics has evolved over time, because these new brothers,
Stop. Wow. These new brothers, huh? I want you to remember, this clip is 7 years ago. So she said 89%. I believe it's like 86% are still with sisters. I think you have almost 15% that are married, that are, interracial dating. Okay. So that statistic has gone up by like 4% within the last 7 years. From the last statistics that I saw. Okay. So that number has gone up. But let's think about what's happened in that period of time. You see more and more and more women. What can you do for me? Please, sir. Can I have all of it? Right? Forget, can I have another? Can I have all of it? I deserve it. So, and then when they say stuff like this new type of brother, you know what that meant 7, 8 years ago? It meant brothers that already had their eyes open, that already was like, yep, done. I've read y'all comments. Gents, I've read y'all comments. Some of y'all have told me, like, man, I ain't dated them in 10 years. I ain't dated them in 15 years. I read y'all comments, okay? I can't comment on all of them, but I read y'all comments. Some of y'all ain't dealt with a sister in forever. Some of y'all ain't there. There are no good women left. It's just snakes and women in sheep's clothing, wallet stalking. God dang. Shout out to Preston. I was on another live stream and they wanted to kick me out because I was saying positive thing about black women. My daughter have taught me not all black women are masculine. Yeah, listen, if you hear me on this, I'm not saying all. And I think it's funny how like I've had women come into the comments or at least into the chat and think that I'm saying all. I'm not saying all. Because again, go back to what I said earlier. I don't want them to say, well, all black men are criminals. I don't want nobody to ever say that shit because it's not true. Hell, I don't roll with no criminals. Okay? So I don't like that. And if I was a black woman, I wouldn't want to hear that all thing either because it wouldn't be true. I'm saying that if you want, as a woman, right, for the women that are listening, if you want to stand out from these other women, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to separate yourself. The only thing is, if you separate yourself from these other women the way you're supposed to, it's going to be even harder to find you. That's why I know that they're out there, because they got some women that ain't on social media like that. They got some women who ain't hanging out in the club. They got some women who ain't got all their assets showing to everybody. They're respectable women, but unfortunately, those women, what do? They're not hanging out like that. They go to work, they go home, they go to the gym, you know what I mean? They doing normal stuff just like you doing, and we can't find each other. The people can't find each other. So I never want to hear all. I'm never going to say all. That's why I say modern women, to classify this group of women over here. And I know some women have been like, well, I'm a good woman, and I consider myself a modern woman. I'm modern. I'm like, that's not what I mean. It's not the term. And it shocks them every time. All right. Not hopeful, just don't care anymore. Some dudes just don't care. Some dudes are just like, how many of you gents are black pill, hopeless? That's a whole nother conversation. I'll let y'all do that in the chat. Let's get back to this.
They ain't doing what your daddy was doing back in the day. They on a new wave, which is a lot of times dating outside their race or this whole exotic thing and stuff.
Okay, real quick, I stopped it for one thing because, again, they're saying the stuff. And let me tell you, I think that woman in the middle is beautiful. I think all three of them are beautiful. The middle one and the one with the turquoise on, those are more my type. Okay? I'm not knocking the other chick, but the other two are more my type. But all three of them are beautiful. Not gonna take nothing. I'm not gonna hold them. Okay? I think the woman that just finished speaking, I love her natural hair. I love the way her hair is done. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay? Kind of reminds me of a girl I dated when I said girl, but a woman I dated when I first moved here. Right? So when I first moved here, she was tall like me. I think she was about 5'10", 5'11". It was perfect. I was like, oh, this is great. She wanted to move in away. And I didn't try to fight for it because I just didn't believe in long distance relationships. So I didn't take it serious. She was serious, and I feel bad about that. But I had too much that I was trying to work on at the time, so I wasn't trying to fight for that. Right? So what's my point? My point here is she said all that, and then she threw this little thing at the end. Oh, they think it's exotic. Like they're trying to figure out why are we doing this shit. Ladies, if there's any doubt, yeah, some dudes have preferences and likes, and then they get shamed for that shit. But when we're talking to the level that we're talking about, usually a dude will be with a girl. I'm going to show y'all that. I told y'all. So if you ain't subscribed to the channel, the next two videos are going to be continuations of tonight's topic. You do not want to miss it because the clips I have are going to talk about it. In her mind, it's just fetish. I have a clip that's going to show like, yo, ain't nobody treated me like this. That's a whole nother topic in and of itself. And I think I'll bring that up in the video, okay? But instead of, they're trying to justify it, but then they do the little jab at the end. See what I'm saying? I want y'all to listen for that. They'll say something, and then they'll jab at the end. It's like, you ain't got to jab for that. Just say what it is. Your point would make more sense
It's hard sometimes with conversations like these, and I think a reason a lot of Black women don't even like to talk about it publicly is because, like you said, you don't want to be labeled as angry or desperate.
Yeah.
And I know personally, I don't want to frame my whole life like around the fact of whether or not some Black man opts to choose me or not. But I think it's valid to be able to say this is how we feel, because we're already Black women that exist in a world where we are not considered the standard of beauty. And then to have, the men that look like you, and the men that you, like you said, you loved your uncles and your fathers and your brothers, and these men that you grow up thinking that you're going to choose and they're going to choose you back, are getting the same message that, their sisters and moms and cousins are great, but that's not who they're going to be.
Okay, let's unpack that. Okay, let's unpack that for a second. She said, or at least the thing that stood out to me is it does affect them, or at least it affects her, because why wouldn't they choose someone that looked like them? Let me catch the phrasing just right, because she said something. Let's hear it again.
Valid to be able to say this is how we feel, because we're already Black women that exist in a world where we are not considered the standard of beauty. And then to have, the men that look like you, and the men that you, like you said, you loved your uncles and your fathers and your brothers, and these men that you grow up thinking that you're going to choose and they're going to choose you back, are getting the same message that, their sisters and moms and cousins are great, but that's not who they're going to be.
Okay, so my point was about to be this. It's almost like, and tell me if y'all think the same thing. Let me know down in the chat real quick. It's almost like you're supposed to go after them just because it's expected for you to go after them. What I'm saying is, it's like they're saying, well, because you are a Black man, then you are supposed to date a Black woman because she looks like you, and this, that, and the third. Never mind the fact that we glaze over that. How does that woman treat this man? How do women treat this man? I want y'all to think about something. A lot of y'all are old enough to know how men used to be with women back in the day. I'm talking about, like, the old school cats, right? Like, they didn't mind going upside their woman's head if she was talking back. She gave him lip. She was going upside that head, blah, blah, blah. Dude just treated any type of way. He never did anything around the house other than maybe fix a few things. He wasn't talking about no cooking, no cleaning. All that was supposed to be done for him. Fast forward to the day. A lot of women can't say that. Because even some of unless he's really lazy, but most men today do way more. Ladies, if you have a man that cooks for you, that dude, I'm talking about, like, not just on the barbecue grill. I'm talking about, like, cooking dinner for the night or breakfast in the morning. If you have a dude that even do that on a non-holiday, that's way more than dudes used to do back then. I'm not saying that, is that supposed to be the bare minimum? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that women will say or expect that men are supposed to, like, they have good men doing things that most men don't do, and it's still not enough. We need to stop talking about, like, oh, he's just supposed to choose me, and realize just the way that y'all think, ladies, that we are supposed to work for y'all. Y'all need to at least be the thing that we want to. Oh, Sean, what do you mean? What do you mean I got to be what he wants to? Yeah. Because why should he chase you if you're not? Why would a man pursue anybody who's not the thing that he say he wants? Why would he do it? It's insane. I was on the phone with a Filipino man. He told me the first thing Filipino want to ask you is, how much do you make? Money has a lot to do with them choosing Westerners. And it makes sense. It makes sense. That's a whole nother conversation. Actually, that should be the next video series after we get through next week's videos. Okay, that's a great idea. Actually, it's not that it won't progress to that, but I just want to make sure I don't forget that that's the natural progression, because we need to take it from, men talking to like white women, Hispanic women, Asian women here in the United States or in modern Western countries, and then we need to take it internationally and look at what's happening there too. So, local, international. Just have to write some notes down, but we'll get there. Jessica, we discussed it's not just Black women. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, right? The expectations they have, this is a thing that's happening in modern Western countries. It's not just limited to what Black men are going. All men are going through the same thing right now, whether they believe it or not. They might be going through it through different degrees, but we're all going through the same thing. That's why, like, you could be at this live stream and you can go to a live stream of, white dudes talking about these same subjects. Hell, people watch the dude here in Vegas that be interviewing people on the streets. It's complicated channel, right? So, like, you can go there and look at that stuff, and it's still pertinent. We're having the same problems. But I think that what I want to finish up with this is saying that I think we're negating the importance of what men are looking for from women behavioral wise, not just looks. Looks is there in the beginning, but the expectations. A dude can still think you fine, still think you all it is. But if y'all ain't meshing together, he might stick around, but he's just trying to get the cootie cat. Okay, he trying to get. I feel like I haven't said that since I was a kid, but he's still gonna get around for the cootie cat. That's what he around for. All right. That's why as women, you need to make yourself more than that. You need to make yourself more than just your cootie cat. Because if not, he'll never respect you. He'll just see the thing that he's looking for. Okay? Is this channel positive or disrespectful to Black women? Do you think I'm being disrespectful, or do you think I'm just speaking thoughts and feelings about things? What have I said disrespectfully about any Black woman just tonight? What have I called it out and said, oh, all of them do this? If you can find it, please go back and look for it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how we interact with each other. I just talked about how beautiful these women were. They just misguided on their thought process. Yeah. Oh, this is edutainment. I really, hey, Rick, thanks. This is also edutainment too, okay? That's not the way I spoke about it. If you really listen to what I'm saying, Jessica, shout out to you for being here. Thank you. What have I said individually to talk bad about them? What have I said that wasn't true tonight? You got to get out your feelings, okay? I'm not saying that you are, Jessica. I'm saying any ladies watching, you got to get out your feelings when you talk about this, because we can't have the conversation. Because you instantly take it to, I feel attacked, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. Okay? So let's get back to this.
Or necessarily choose or think are beautiful. So it is hard.
Now let's see what social media has to say about this.
Social
we wrote about
media.
This Michael B. Jordan story on HelloBeautiful.com, and we went to the comment section where Tarita M. Ingram said this: I feel like the narrative that Black women are affected by it is false.
Okay.
Wait, what does that read? I'm gonna finish reading it because. So I think she means about being affected by Black men dating white women. So she said it's false. Whenever a Black man has a white woman on his arm, it sends a message that the media and European beauty standards have been sending for years that repeatedly has traumatized Black women for years. It's about the images that we have I'm assuming it means seem to see, and how hard we have to fight to make sure we are included. That is the problem. Jordan needs to stop defending his stance. That is why these things get so much attention. What is your thoughts on that? Do you think that Michael B. Jordan defending the fact that he's around white women, you think that's the problem? Or do you think somebody asked him about that? Because, I mean, think about it. Let's say you're out, somebody catch you on film. What does it really matter unless somebody says something about it? Obviously, there was enough stuff said that MBJ felt he had to say something about it. I mean, listen, I'm not one of those channels. I'm not one of those channels that show y'all the comment section just because it's, I guess I don't do it because the volume of video clips I deal with on a daily basis, I don't have time to snapshot comments to try to figure out which clip it goes to later. Does that make sense? So, and maybe I should do that for some of these videos, but I would tell you that it's been my general experience, and I'm sure a lot of you gents can relate. It's been my general experience that, like, say when one of my brothers send me a clip, right? They send me a video clip and I go to open it up. You know, there's always those video clips that go like, hey, go to the comments. Or you'll see the clip and you're like, oh, I got to go to the comments. See what I'm saying? So Michael B. Jordan might have heard the comments and he felt justified in having to defend his position. I don't think he should, but who am I to judge? I know being in this social media space, especially having a platform, how you're perceived matters. That's why, like, I tell y'all, hey, man, I'm just a regular ass dude. I'm just a regular ass dude with a lot of experience and a lot of different topics. I put on the front burner. I put out to you all what I've been through. That's why in my videos, I tell y'all my stories. So that y'all know that I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm going to say that I've been through this, and if it can help somebody, you know, I told y'all, I don't consider myself trying to perfect or better than anybody. But I can understand that if you're in this social media light, how you have to carry yourself so that you don't get the wrong perception. Preston says, first of all, that's how all of these people's business. First of all, how's that any of these people's business? I mean, seriously, get an effing life. Yeah. Mr. Jonathan West, thank you for being here. He said the sign language is ineffective. To hell with how you feel. Yeah. And then that's the thing too, right? Like, but you got to understand, when this was going on, Michael B. Jordan was in his late 20s or mid to late 20s, 7 years ago, right? I think late 20s. Point being is, yeah, he might care a little bit more. Us older dudes we don't, our care level is getting less and less. Let me tell y'all something, man. When I lived in the Pacific Northwest, specifically Seattle region, right? And you go to Tacoma, there's a casino in Tacoma called Emerald Queen Casino. Anybody know that? Anybody from the Pacific Northwest in here? Anybody know of the Emerald Queen Casino? Well, if you know anything about Emerald Queen Casino, there's something funny about Emerald Queen Casino. I wish P was here, because when P would visit me up there, we always said that if we were old and we couldn't find nobody, we would get one of the colorful suits with a little hat and everything, get the pimp cane, and we would go to Emerald Queen Casino to find a woman. Because it seems to be Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma, Washington, is where old black dudes go to find them a new You need to find. Yo, I really didn't realize my brother was in the chat. Yo, somebody know what I'm talking about. Emerald Queen Casino was where you go. You put you on a nice suit, you're going to find you a woman at Emerald Queen Casino no matter what age you are. Well, I won't say if you're younger, but if you're older, if you're an old dude, you got a chance at Emerald Queen Casino, okay? Modern women want traditional men, but ignore the unfairness of the offer. And that's exactly what my point was. When the women were talking at this segment right here, or before the social media segment, that's exactly what I wanted to get across. They like you want men to, particularly black men in this case, you want the black men to still talk to you as a black woman. On the flip side, y'all want him to still be traditional, and y'all don't get to be traditional. If you've watched my channel, you know I say this all the time in the videos, but it's a strong point. It's a point that we need to continue to make because that needs to be accepted. You all tell men that they need to change, and then when the men change to be the thing that you said, then you say, well, now if he don't do what you want, or he could be doing what you say, but you don't respect him, or now he's not masculine because you want a man to actually tell you no, but only if that man is the man that you really want to tell you no. See what I'm saying? You all want traditional men. You gaslight men into being modern men, and when they become these modern men, you don't want them. So it's tough. MBJ needs to remember they called him lame and continue on with the bunnies. Mr. Jonathan, thank you for that one. First of all, how is that any of these people? I already read that one. Yep, I already read that one. I'm dealing with Keisha on 2025. I'm dealing with Keisha in 2025. Hell no. Yeah. we real pilled in the channel field. Yeah, that's right. Artist says, it's foretold by the Godfather Kevin Samuels. He warned us about these behaviors. And Jessica, that's exactly, I'm going to go to here. But Jessica, that's what we talk about. We talk about these behaviors. We have to get to the root of the behaviors, right? We can't talk about anything else. Everything else is surface if we don't talk about the behaviors. They obviously want black women to feel some sort of insecurity when it comes to other races. They are not on your side, sisters. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get back to it.
False.
Okay, so we have to kind of qualify affected. I don't think it means we're not sleeping, we're not eating, we're just awake at night going, why is Michael B. Jordan with a white woman?
I did for one night, but okay.
The majority of black women are not losing sleep because Michael B. Jordan decided to go on a yacht in Italy with 3 women.
And nor should y'all. No woman should be losing sleep over what the hell Michael B. Jordan doing. That dude is rich, and most of the women complaining are not on his level. They're not. You're entitled to your opinion, but your opinion don't matter. That dude should have the ability to live his life. Again, remember, this video came out before Lori Harvey. So Michael B. Jordan had him a black woman, tried to make her a wife, wanted to settle down with her. It was Lori Harvey who, let me put myself back on the screen because I want to make this point. It was Lori Harvey who dissed Michael B. Jordan. I want y'all to remember that. She's the one that didn't want the marriage. Okay, she didn't want marriage. That's fine. That's all the women cheered her on, right? These same women who got something to say about Michael B. Jordan a few years after this, right? A few years after this was filmed. The women was cheering Lori Harvey on. Cheering Lori Harvey for leaving Michael B. Jordan, a man who you want to propose to her. And women were cheering that on. I'm not going to speculate what color these women were who were cheering this on, but I'll leave that to your imagination. You see, don't sit here and try to be judgmental when you're not going to call the thing out for what it is. Call it for what it is. The same women making these comments, the same women who upset about it, were the same women that was cheering on when that dude got denied, got rejected. He got rejected when he was younger, and he got rejected when he was trying to do the right thing. So that's why dudes are like, whatever. We're not worried about y'all no more. Because y'all ain't listening. I'm having these hard conversations with my daughters now, preteens, so they understand how men think. Absolutely. And part of what we're talking about, V, is how men think about these things. So that women can understand. Never change yourself for a female. Andre said, here we go. Jessica just comes to the chat to trauma dump. Oh, am I missing something? Damn. You know what? I got to remember, for my members, I'm going to go through my members, or I'm going to go through my regulars, my real regulars. I'm going to have to make some more of y'all moderators. I'll let y'all straighten all that up. Again, we're trying to have a conversation here, man. And we'll never get anywhere if we can't. If you think that all we doing is just trying to, if all you heard from what I said tonight is to think that I'm shitting on black women, then you missed the message. You missed the message. I ain't got to shit on y'all. I just tell you the truth. I just tell the simple truth and make you try to think. Let you hear what these men are thinking so that you can say, well, damn, if this is what men are thinking, now I know, now I can adjust my behavior. I can adjust to what men expect. Because unless you're willing to adjust to what a man expects, expect to be alone. All right? Because that's what it's going to come down to. Or expect to be with someone that you're not going to really appreciate or respect in the first place. Right? So I'm trying to help some of y'all, man. I don't think y'all want to have the conversations. Shout out to Frank, man. Frank, great to see you, brother. He said, no black man should deal with any woman that does not respect and follow his lead. It's that simple. That was my point, Frank. Frank, that was my exact point. Any women listening, I'm telling you, you are literally seeing in real time how men think. And it's consistent. The one thing I can say about how men feel about this is there's a consistency amongst us men on where we stand on some of this stuff. We may not all agree on every aspect, but there's a consensus. Now, if women would take that consensus and say, well, this is what men want, ladies. How do we adjust? And Frank, let me tell you something, Frank. And gents, I told y'all, I'm going to take the next 3-4 videos and I'm going to build on tonight's live stream topic out. We're gonna play this whole scenario out. That's why we're talking about it here, so I can hear how y'all think, so people can hear how y'all think. And then we're gonna take those next videos and we're gonna talk about some of these individual subjects that we're talking about are gonna play themselves out as I present it to you in the video. That's why it's important that if you're not subscribed to this channel, this is what we do every Wednesday, okay? And I want y'all to be a part of it because we got to have these discussions, right? Let me tell you something else, man. I had somebody tell me, they say, Sean, why man, you should be getting, it's probably one of you guys, right? You know, you should be getting more views on your videos. And it's like, well, sure, maybe I should. But the thing about it is, it's easy. It'd be easy to sit there and try to make something messy and try to just get the clicks. And to some extent, you're going to do that, okay? If you're a content creator, you got to get the click. Because if you don't get the click, nobody gets to see the art. I put out a video recently, and I know all the regulars, all of you regulars watched it. I'm trying to make a point, so please stick with me on this point. People didn't click on the video enough for it to go viral or for it to, you know, like do really well. I can see that in the numbers. What I can also see in the numbers is that people watched that video for a long time. So when I looked at that number, y'all said, wow, I really like this. Understand, I can make videos that get clicks, but I don't feel good about those videos. That's not true. Some of the ones that I've made, I feel good about every video. Every video on this channel, I feel good. I'm talking about like some of the messy ones. I'm not going to say no content creators' names, but they just sit on the screen and they just watch the stuff play. And I try to like edutainment, right? So like I realize you're giving me your time. There's a amount of entertainment value I owe to you, but there's also the message that I try to give you. I'm making a point here. The point being is I'm never going to apologize, especially now, for the content that I create, because regardless whether you think I'm helping the conversation or not, I really am trying. I really am trying. And it's going to take for us to have these conversations and not just the messy stuff, which, you know, sometimes is entertaining. Not gonna lie, we're gonna get there before the end of this live stream, okay? But I also want to feel good about what I'm putting out, and I do. That's why it takes time. That's why I don't have a video out every day. Could I have more views on the channel if I put out a video every day? Probably, but I don't like to do that. I like to take time and think about these topics. All right. I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then we're gonna get to the second clip, and then we're gonna get to our funny clips of the night because we're already almost at the 2-hour point. So
I'm supposed to go to Italy, whether or not he's there
Or not.
or you know, or not. So
Yeah.
we should be able to talk about it again without being labeled as angry, desperate.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I'm also
Singer.
gonna say I didn't feel like Michael B. Jordan was gonna get with a black woman anyway. Did anyone else feel that way? I don't look at Michael B. Jordan and think he's gonna be with a sister. There are.
Did you hear that? Oh my God. I'm gonna back it up. That's crazy. Wow.
But we should be able to talk about it again without being labeled as angry, desperate.
Yeah. I'm also gonna say I didn't feel like Michael B. Jordan was gonna get with a black woman anyway. Did
y'all hear that shit? Yo. I don't want to play this woman's whole video. Make sure y'all go over there. It's older, but my intent wasn't to play the whole thing. My intent was to get through some of this. That's a good place. That's a good segue to end this part of the video because we're going to play the second video I have, and I want y'all to hear the difference. What's crazy to me is she said that I looked at Michael B. Jordan and didn't think he would get with a sister anyway. I want you to realize this is pre-Lori Harvey. This is pre-Lori Harvey. Devin, yeah, hold up. So if she thought Michael B. Jordan wasn't going to be with a black woman, what's the problem? What's the topic about this? Yeah, that's exactly it. What does it matter? If you didn't think it, then what? And if she thought it, you don't think the other ones thought that too? And then, why wasn't there more outrage? Devin, why wasn't there more outrage at Lori Harvey when she broke up with Michael B. Jordan? Why wasn't, I didn't hear it. Did y'all? Why didn't I hear sisters saying, wow, why'd you leave that good black man like that? This dude wanted to love you, and y'all look good together. He was respectful. He went to your dad or stepdad or whatever the hell. I had black girls say the same thing about me in high school. See that right there? I had the same thing. Matter of fact, let's stick with this right here. Before I had even was checking out white girls or Hispanic girls or anything like that. Actually, my first Hispanic girlfriend was in high school, my junior year, right? So it was my junior year. That was the first Hispanic girl. She was from Honduras, okay? So it doesn't matter. In Louisiana, she's a white girl, okay? Here's the point. My girlfriend before that was a black girl. Everybody seen me with her, right? So, but this type of comment, I'm about to make a point with this. They say they expect you to be with a white girl, but then if you're not, then they're not talking to you anyway. But as soon as you get with what they say, then they got something to say about it. So if you did end up with someone else, then they got something to say about it. But then when you're not, then they dissing you the whole time. So understand, these type of manipulation tactics, shaming tactics, basically it's like, I want to keep you here or here. This same panel of black women talked about beauty standards, European beauty standards affecting black women. Let's say, I agree. European beauty standards did affect black women and what they tried to push and tell black women what was beautiful or not. That's the truth. It's a fact. But you would think women who have been subjected to that would understand that by, let's use Michael B. Jordan, for example, by talking about Michael B. Jordan in that exact same way, are they not doing the same perpetual thing, trying to keep this brother in his place? Are you not doing the same thing that the people doing to you? I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Yo, this is funny. Sorry, I only heard the cholesterol in her foot. Hey, save that energy. Artist, save that energy. We're going to be there in a second, okay? The crazy thing is the girls were cool with me and they wasn't trying to be mean. Women never hold each other accountable. No, they can make crazy ass statements and the women around them are just going to be quiet. They're not going to say nothing because you don't want to upset the sisterhood. Low key judging that man. Yeah, Preston. Absolutely. Let me catch a couple of these comments going up. Frank said, I have watched you from the start. You get better and better. Keep up the good work, my brother. Frank, thank you so much, man. I'm trying to improve. And again, Frank and gents, there's a lot going on right now in society. And I think that we need to keep our eye on the ball as men, which I do, because right now I'm thinking about my family at this point. And let me just say that I'm doing my best to make these points, to actually try to show where we can come together. Because I think that's important at this point in history right now. I just do. I'm not saying get together for marriage or not. Like, I'm just saying we need to get together. But we can't do that unless we can have these basic conversations. We can't get past that. In the meantime, though, we as the gents, we need to talk about these things. That's what we do. Iron sharpens iron. So that's what we're doing on our side. But I pose these questions and I propose these things for any women watching. Because, again, the formula is here, ladies. You have why men this, why men. We answer these questions. You can just look at the live stream and your questions are answered. Problem is, y'all just don't want to do what it takes because it requires work. And a man that's a gentleman, a gent who's on his purpose, is going to hold you accountable. Go back to what my brother over here said, what artist said. Problem is, y'all won't hold each other accountable, but a real man going to hold you accountable to what you say and to what you do. And we're going to talk about that in the upcoming week. Because I will tell you, the Monday video is crazy. It wasn't even much as doom scrolling as much as it was like, Big Fam, I almost sent you some stuff. Big Fam always be sending me clips and stuff. There was some clips I almost sent him. And I was like, you know what? I don't send people clips because I just like to wait until I can show y'all in video form. You know what I mean? Why always get clips showing you and you can just watch my video later, okay? Black women don't understand. They cannot shame a black man that has his act together. Ooh, you know what? That's his own topic damn near. But you're right. At this point in time, man, again, I've been saying it since earlier. Once you get to a certain age, man, you're like, man, I ain't got time to be worried about who care about what I'm doing. I don't. And I know a lot of y'all don't either, man. You know what I mean? It's okay when women do it, but when men do it, yeah. I have to make sure I don't miss anything. Mr. Jonathan West says, meanwhile, while wearing Becky and Ling Lings. Nice. Black men don't want equality of black women because they are just used to trashing us. They can come by classy sister and write her off. It's not even worth the energy. All right, I'm not going to even entertain this anymore, man. I'm not. So I put Jessica in timeout because she didn't hear a damn thing. She wasn't sitting here trying to contribute to the conversation in a meaningful way. Okay? She wasn't. She just wasn't. So I put her in timeout. Hopefully she can listen. Ladies, you got to understand that, and gents, y'all got to understand it too. It's not easy to find a good woman. Even the Bible says it's not going to be easy to find a good woman. I don't know why we sit here. It's not like back in the day where, you know, you can throw a stone and you probably hit a virtuous woman, right? Or a decently good woman. But even then, it still was hard. You know, that woman, it's just not the same. And for most of us that are in this chat, through the time frame that we've all been alive, it was never easy to find a good one. It might have been easier back in the day, but it was always going to be a challenge. And for ladies too, it's a challenge for y'all, right? You might say as far as men, but like the criteria in which y'all looking at men is just as bad as the men. Like basically, you all are displaying, some of you ladies are displaying the characteristics of men that you say that you hate. You're doing the same damn thing. A lot of us are old enough to remember all the shit y'all used to complain about back in the 80s and the 90s about men wasn't doing this and men wasn't doing that. Now you got men cooking, cleaning, doing all kind of domestic shit, catering to you, getting your feet, your hair, your nails done, and it's not good enough. It would literally take me less than a minute or two to find a clip I'm gonna show y'all right. I'm gonna show y'all how quick this could be. Hold on. Well, the only thing stopping me from making it under a minute is reading without. What am I looking for? Right here. I want y'all to hear this real quick. I'm gonna put this clip up. I'll put a clip up real quick. Let's see. Let's go with a clip that we've already seen before. All right. We'll go with this clip. Oh, right here. We'll use this one. I might want to use that one later. Let's go with this one because we've already seen this clip. I just want to use this as a point. Okay.
I don't want to be.
All right, I'm gonna show y'all this clip real quick. I want to prove a point. I'm gonna prove a point real quick.
My husband anymore. His energy is impacting my energy. I got with my husband out of potential. He had the potential to be a great earner, to be a great father. And you know what? He is a great father, a great provider. He's not a great partner.
Did you hear that? That was the point I want to prove. She was knocking this dude for a minute, and then she admitted
to be a great father. And you know what? He is a great father, a great provider. He's not a great partner. I am chaotic and wild, and I love that about me. And for the longest time, he anchored me. He held me down. I would be fine doing everything on my own. He just makes things a little easier with childcare and money and money. Maybe he'll change. He won't. And if he does change, it's not at the pace that I am changing. And I am changing so rapidly. I need to fly away. I want this dissolved.
A few moments later.
I feel like I've been going through the stages of grief of my marriage for the past 4 years. I got sober, I got healthy, and I realized if I worked on myself enough, then we would fit better. So much couples counseling, so much individual therapy, so much internal trauma work only made our disconnect stronger.
so. Right there. Say what you will. Say that there was no good dudes out there. Like whatever that comment she said earlier. Men will come across a good woman and then they just diss her anyway. No, let's be real about something. Most of the time nowadays, when we see women online complaining about this dude had a good woman and I was a good woman, he passed me up. I'm not saying all. I'm saying that what we see a lot of times on social media is in these cases, it's the dude that these women wanted didn't want them. Period. End of story. Because most of y'all not good women. And y'all can be mad at me if you want, but most of y'all are not good fucking women. You can try to throw yourself in that category, but you're not. And it don't matter if I think not. I'm telling you, most of my gents would agree with me. Most of y'all are not good women. Just like I said, hey, if you find a wife, that's a good thing. Her value is of rubies. You don't just see rubies laying around, and anything that's precious ain't just laying around in the street. You don't just, I'm not going to walk outside my house and there's going to be rubies outside. No, it'll be locked up somewhere. It's going to be somewhere where valuable stuff is kept in a safe, most likely, in a vault. You don't just see it out. And that's what good women are. They're not out like that. So many of y'all just trying to be outside. This woman just told on herself. Listen, she told on herself. Right?
About me. And for the longest time, he anchored me. He held me down.
He anchored her. He provided structure because given to her own proclivities, she'd be outside. Just like a lot of y'all women want to be. Y'all want the money and you just want to be outside. You want to be seen. You got a whole husband and you need other men to see you and validate you. And you need these other women to see that you got the husband, the money, the house, and you need them to validate you. And then it's never enough. Listen.
I would be fine doing everything on my own. He just makes things a little easier with childcare and money and money.
Notice the money part.
Maybe he'll change. He won't. And if he does change, it's not at the pace that I am changing. And I am changing so rapidly. I need to fly away. I want this dissolved.
A few moments later.
I feel like I've been going through the stages of grief of my marriage for the past 4 years. I got sober, I got healthy, and I realized if I worked on myself enough, then...
Notice what she said. We don't need to listen to the rest. She got sober. Did y'all hear that? Forget that healthy thing, because women always say, oh, I'm healthy now. Whatever. I don't believe that shit. I got sober. I went through that. I'm going to tell you, man, ain't nothing like, I'm not saying your woman can't drink or nothing, but it's something different when you with a woman who got an alcohol problem. It's completely different. You know? My second marriage might have made it, might have had a chance of making it if the alcohol problem hadn't been a big deal. And I got blamed for that, which, sure, it's my fault too. I take the responsibility for that because I enabled it. I enabled that behavior. I did. I didn't cause it, but there was a point in time I enabled it. So as I was starting to change and I didn't want to be, I didn't want to enable it any longer because I needed to change for me too. Then I was the bad guy. I was the bad guy because it was like, yo, we grown. We need to be doing this like this. Bam, she was a junkie. Not an alcoholic. Yeah, no, I hear you. Of course, one will always have money on the brain. Yeah. So I showed y'all that clip because I wanted to prove a point. I want to prove a point to the woman that I had to ban from commenting. You all, ladies, you all are the ones that are leaving the relationships. And I can pull more clips up to show you women that regret leaving the good men that they have because they think that it's the grass is greener outside. They think that outside is the way to go. And honestly, I'm starting to feel like, just like that woman said, I got to be free. I got to fly away. When you got a disciplined man, it's like he's holding that woman back from her worst version of herself. The video clips that I'm going to show y'all next week just make me think that we're in this unrestrained time, and unrestrained women who have no self-respect have no self-respect. If given to their worst inclinations, these women would they'd be getting trains ran on them every night. Sorry, but that's what it seems like. Like the ladies, y'all will congratulate women for having a 304 phase. I mean, straight up congratulate these women for having a 304 phase. And then still be like, oh, that's my girl. Is that the friend you want? You have a friend in a 304 phase and she 40-something years old. Like, ma'am, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're going to run through this video quickly, gents. We're only at the 2-hour mark, but I really did have something else I need to get done tonight. But I want y'all to see. This is.
What's up, guys? It's Shamika Sanders here with my lovely co-host.
There we go. Sorry about that. It's having all kind of technical difficulties back here. This is a 3-minute video. This is an older video. This is where you're going to hear men 14 years ago, okay? I played the first clip for a reason, 7 years ago, the pre-Kevin Samuels era, women talking about Michael B. Jordan. Them talking about Michael B. Jordan and talking about men like him that might want to date women outside. But this was before they even knew about the Lori Harvey situation. And notice how quick they was to judge that man. Now, we talked about tonight, or at least I expressed that women could learn something from tonight's live stream or from any of these videos if they're willing to listen to what men are saying. So I put this clip purposely after this for that exact reason. Here we go.
Well, a story that we aired last week about single African-American women looking for good black men. It got a lot of people talking.
We hear from viewers who posted comments on our Facebook page and called the newsroom.
But some of the reaction came from black men who say that the story struck a nerve. Let's go now to WDSU reporter Tiffany Bradley, who has their side.
Many African-American women say there's a shortage of good black men, and that feeling has many crying foul, in particular black men themselves. So I headed to the one place black men feel comfortable talking about anything.
Yo, CSG Uncut on a Wednesday night is the gents barbershop. It's the gents barbershop here, baby. That's what we'll be doing, barbershop talk, baby.
The barbershop.
A woman is in position to push a man forward.
Here we found a small group of men chatting about relationships.
Even though all the obstacles that we had to overcome, all the stuff from 1980 with dealing with drugs and poverty and lack of education, we're still making it in 2011.
Owner Wilbert Wilson says there is a disproportionate number of black men behind bars, unemployed and lacking education. But he says that doesn't mean good black men are obsolete. Some of his clients agree.
How are you defining a good black man? To me, in my perspective, in my opinion, a good black man is a man that will love you like he loves his daughter.
Y'all agree with that? Y'all agree with that definition? He said a good black man is a man that will love his woman. That kind of sounds weird when you hear it like that, but I guess what he means is having that unconditional love for your woman. So let's put it that way, because the way if I said it the way he kind of said it, it almost sounds kind of creepy. So let's just say unconditional love, like you would somebody like your mom, your daughter, your grandma, whatever, right? Let's get back to it.
Wilson says he's a product of epidemic struggles within the African-American community. He sold drugs when he was younger. Then at 34, he met his future wife, Joyce. He was out of work with only a high school education and living at home with his parents.
And I told her that I was in barber school and I was going to be finishing up maybe in 2 more months.
Wilson says his wife took a chance on him.
We've been married 6 years, and my wife worked for me. She used to work for Shell, Narco, EPA inspector. Now she works at Mr. Chills.
I think
Counselor Kenneth Foy says more black women should take that leap of faith.
A lot of those women have been educated, they got good careers, and I think they have shortened the scope by looking for educated guys.
Now, there are some single black men out there. For instance, Craig Stewart. He says he's still searching for Mrs. Right.
Like my dad told me, he said, you have to meet a woman that's going the same direction you're going. You can help her, she can help you.
And even with the small pool of eligible bachelors, black women are least likely out of all races to date someone who isn't African American. It's something their counterparts usually don't think twice about.
In my mind, it's not the color, it's what this person do to make you happy.
It is most common.
But the marriage counselor we talked to believes for...
Oh, see, we missed a couple things, right? The last thing that the barber said, let me get back to him. And shout out to this brother. When I played this clip once before, somebody knew this brother. I guess I forgot where he at. The older gentleman, he's from New Orleans. He said WDSU. We have WDSU down in New Orleans, and then he have that accent. So I don't know if that's where he at. But I will say that I guess this brother here passed away. So I don't know. I'd have to verify that. But if I remember correctly, I just thought about it. Anyway, he just said it's not about the skin color, right? Let's play that one more time.
It's not the color, it's what this person do to make you happy.
It is
right there. Okay. So the reason why I replayed that is exactly what I said tonight. Any ladies listening, right? You men who want to consider dating, relationships, possible marriage, whatever, right? Now, yeah, they want you to look good. They want their woman to look good. I don't know no man who really don't. But it seems, why is it that men now seem to be looking more for character-based women than women are? They're looking for character-based men. You all base a man's character just solely on money nowadays, ladies. And men are sitting here, the ones talking about how she treat me and respect and all that stuff. And that's because love for a man really does mean respect. And what we're seeing is a lack of that. And that was evident tonight in the chat tonight. It's like, yo, I just said all this stuff. I've been nothing but courteous and respectful tonight to women. And yet still, you're just saying shit to just try to say it. Because what? You didn't agree? You're not even posing the arguments. You're just basically doing exactly what the women did to Kevin Samuels. You don't really have any points or arguments or anything to contribute meaningfully to the conversation. You just got to argue because you're in your feelings, or because the dude you like didn't like you. Come on, man.
most common.
But the marriage counselor we talked to believes for black men, it's more than just black and white.
Sometimes because of the strong will of the African American woman, it come across many times as disrespectful.
Did you hear what he said? Any ladies watching that think that, oh, okay, y'all just trying to bash. Look, that older gentleman from 14 years ago, okay? This man from 14 years ago. I told y'all at the beginning of this live stream, I was trying not to just, I said I don't want to lump all men or all women, or this, but I'm saying when you have men of different spectrums saying the same thing, at some point you got to say, well, is there some merit to this? And I'm going to tell you, ladies, any ladies watching, men in this era, in this point in time, feel very disrespected by women. And y'all do it. I saw a video clip earlier today. And it was a man and a woman in a gym. And it looked like they were getting filmed, but they were having this conversation. And the woman was trying to say, I think it's feminine for a man to be arguing with a woman. Because arguing, hear me out, hear what she said. Arguing is a female characteristic. And I find it feminine of a man to argue back and forth with a woman. And he brought up a good point. And it slid under the rug because he tried to be respectful after this. But he said, well, men back in the day, a woman wouldn't have been arguing with no man like y'all do today. Or she said, yeah, because men wouldn't argue with each other like that. He was like, no, them two men would be getting the blows. So if that's the case, how is it that y'all women are so flip with your mouth? You just said, lady, that woman said that we shouldn't be arguing because, blah, blah, blah. Men are stronger, this, that, and the third. She acknowledged all of that and said that's why a man should be arguing with no woman. And he said, well, then if you're gonna run your mouth, why aren't you fearful that you would get your head knocked off? If you really think it's feminine for a man to argue with a woman, then why don't you have a fear of you getting your head knocked off just like another dude if he argued with a dude, another man? See, society got women feeling safe. And hear me out when I say this. Do I think men should be just knocking a woman beside her head just because he disagree with her, blah, blah, blah? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that human nature is still in play. Like, there are some dudes that will still knock your head off. And you can say it's right, wrong, and indifferent, but the times may have changed, but human nature hasn't. Human nature hasn't. To think that you can just go ahead and argue with a man and disrespect him over and over again, and you don't think the percentages say that at least 1 out of 99 is going to snap? You don't think 1 out of 99 men, I don't know what the real statistics is. I'm sure it's more than that. But you don't think that if you arguing and you disrespecting a man long enough that 1% out of 90, 1 out of 99 out of 100, right? Ain't going to just snap on that woman? So why do y'all think it's okay to disrespect us? Why do you think it's okay to argue with a man? Y'all too comfortable. Y'all have gotten comfortable. Y'all have gotten comfortable when it comes to arguing in a man's face. Y'all get comfortable with being disrespectful to a man. Y'all have gotten comfortable where you can be married and you know you just going to leave because the courts are just going to give you money. You know that we are in a messed up time where a woman basically going to keep a man's kids from him. I'm surprised more men haven't snapped over that shit. And then y'all got the nerve to argue with a man. And you're going to keep his kids from him. You're going to take half of his income from him. And you're going to sit there and disrespect him in his face in front of everybody. The fact that more women ain't got their heads knocked off is beyond me. That ought to show you the restraint that a lot of men are displaying. Again, this is not me advocating. This is me telling y'all have gotten so comfortable. So who's the one being disrespectful? Seriously. Because as two men, if we arguing like that, if we arguing to the point, like, we about to go to blows, son, or worse nowadays. But women have no problem doing it to a man. So I'm just saying, let's finish playing this out.
Anytime as disrespectful.
On your side, Tiffany Bradley, WDS.
All right, it was the end. That's why I stopped it. All right, let's get back here. So, gents, let me know in the comments. Let me get back to my clips because I still do want to play a couple of funny clips before we get up out of here. Let me know what y'all think about the videos I showed y'all. Listen, we were kind of talking about, interracial couples, relationships, all that stuff like that, right? But it wasn't just about that. We're talking about a general lack of understanding why men are now choosing or putting all options on the table. Women today aren't willing to necessarily compete. Right? Women today don't want to compete because because even the ugly ones, and I'm going to show y'all here in a little bit, even the ugly ones think that they deserve, they don't even think they're ugly. That's the even killer part. Women will sit there and say, man, this dude talking to me like he looked good enough to talk to me. Y'all say y'all don't want ladies. Y'all say y'all don't want feminine men, right? So you won't talk to a guy because he don't look like you want him to. But then if the dude is a good looking dude, then you start being like, well, he too good looking. Because this damn social media era, we have a bunch of women who are online who have very, very, very low self-esteem. And if you are a man to take care of yourself and you look decent, I'm not saying you got to be a star or a model, but if you take care of yourself and you look good and you get more attention than her, then now you're feminine because you take care of yourself. So you can't be too good looking unless you got a lot of money, and you can't be just an average dude because you ugly, you fugly. Average dude, you fugly. Even though without makeup, a lot of them are like, we're going to get into it. But the point is, let's bring it home. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent. 14 years ago, black men were warning modern women about, black women about their attitudes. And men in general have been talking about how modern women behave. I even showed y'all a clip of that woman who was married. So even there, an example that even a woman who wasn't black, showed you a different example. This woman had her own problems, right? Their attitudes, their expectations, and of course, a lack of accountability. And then, 7 years ago, women were already crying about brothers dating out. Even though it was already happening 14 years ago. And the woman was right. More men are starting to date out more than ever before. That number is growing. It's not that black men don't want black women. The stats say that black men still want black women. But the truth of the matter is, as black women have gotten, I want to be careful with my words, not as desirable or harder to deal with, quote unquote, okay? Men are either staying to themselves now, which we can see in the present, or they're finding other options. In which case, I'm not mad at any man doing that, especially my gents, right? If you're old, if you're an older man, you're 35 and above, hell, I don't care about any man, whatever they do at this point. But I'm saying, especially for my older gents, we ain't got time to be worrying about who think of what. We don't live as long as these women on average. We ain't got time to be worrying about who think what about who and what doing whatever. We ain't got time to think about that. Okay? 7 years ago, in that first video, these women were crying about brothers dating out. You fast forward today, they still crying about us dating out. They were worried about Michael B. Jordan in that video talking to white women, thinking that he's the type to talk to those type of women. And yet, when he starts to talk to Lori Harvey, tries to make her an honest woman, tries to make her a wife, they celebrated that shit. And then you got people coming in my comments in the chat talking about when a man have a good woman, they just toss her to the side. Well, the problem is men be thinking they have good women, and those women toss the relationship to the side themselves. Don't blame that shit on us. You guys can control this a little bit more than you think. And then there's more of y'all than there are of us. So what's the excuse? What's the excuse? You know, to me, what this tells us is the problem was never the lack of information. The problem is these modern women's ego, these modern women's pride, these modern women's inability to be able to listen. You know, they thought they could ignore men forever. They thought that they could just go ahead and do what the hell they want to. There'd be no consequences. They thought that they could be these independent creatures that are doing all this shit. They thought they don't understand market principles, okay? They don't understand physics principles. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, okay? They don't understand supply and demand. They don't understand assets and liabilities. And if you're a woman today and anything I just said is a mystery to you, go look that shit up. Don't even talk to another dude before you look up the 3 principles I just said. Because without that, I'm not even saying that's a start. I'm just saying that that's just basic homework that you should already know. You all decided to change and evolve as these creatures, as y'all so eloquently put it, ladies, and then men are supposed to stay the same. That's not the way the market works. When you all decide to change, you all change your demand. When you all started doing certain things, you change your desirability, which changed the demand. You force men to have to change. And when men change, y'all didn't like the change. Men try to first change based on y'all changes, and now you say, well, there's no strong men. All men are weak nowadays. And as this continued to play out, the market changed again. Now you have men either going their own way, skidding, like turning with the skid, right? Basically, like, all right, well, if y'all want to be 304s, I'm just going to be a 304 with y'all. Y'all pretty much to change. The price of coochie is at an all-time low right now. I'm going to show that in next week's video. Price of coochie, hell, man, it's probably more expensive to buy a cookie at Walmart today than it is to get some coochie. Okay? I was trying my best to say that shit with a straight face. Oh, gee, I tried. Okay, get back up top. Okay? You all changed the market, ladies. Y'all changed the market. You want traditional men, but you want traditional women. You don't get that. And when men try to change, when y'all tried to be modern women, they tried to be modern men, and y'all didn't like that shit. That's why you have this mass exodus of men looking for women overseas. I can say mass exodus, but you have more focus on that by men or looking outside of what they normally look to because y'all changed the equation. Let me teach y'all some basic math, right? You change this side of the equation, the other side has to change to balance it. So whatever you see right now, if you don't like this shit as a woman, you all change the fucking equation. You all change the equation. And now their equation is going to balance itself. And then the laws of supply and demand is going to take place. As you become less desirable, right? Your demand is going to go down. You're basically going to say, well, this ain't a good product. This is how innovation works. When a product is no longer good, you try to look for alternative products. And if those products might be cheaper, but they're more superior, then why are you going to pay for this overpriced stale cookie, nookie? Preston, did I get that one good? I tried, bro. I tried. Preston, I might have messed up on that one. I'm sorry. So the point being is, I don't know what y'all expect from us. Listen, this is bigger than dating. This is about legacy. This is about manhood. This is about your purpose. It's about knowing your value and never let anyone convince you to settle for anything less than the respect that you hopefully have deserved and earned due to the hard work that you put in to yourself and into your purpose. Friday, we're going to take this conversation even further when we get into interracial dating, okay? Because if they didn't listen tonight, they're definitely going to listen this Friday, or Thursday, and Friday, okay? And if they didn't listen back then, why should we believe that they're going to listen to us now, right? So I'm going to catch a couple of these comments, and then we're going to get to a couple of these other clips. I'm a survivalist since Hurricane Katrina. Shout out to you. Women will need men when the lights go out. Kevin Samuels alluded to this when he said winter is coming. Absolutely. Shout out to you, V. We are very tolerant with our women and hear them out when they have something to say, but not when it's just gaslighting. Exactly. Exactly. If you just go gaslight, then I don't want to hear that shit. I know, right? Keep that negative energy off the channel, right? Frank says, stupid is what stupid does, right? Very disrespectful, strong will. Typically, it's not black men who exclude couples and mixed relationships, but the women. Yes. I have unconditional love for my children and mother. Yep. They definitely think that it's okay to disrespect men until they come across the wrong one who won't play with them. You know what's funny? I have this clip. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, damn it, Sean. Where did I put this clip at? Is it under accountability? I have my clips named, or my folders named. All right, I'm just going to tell y'all because there's no way I can find it. Not with everything going on in my head right now. This is what I heard, okay? It's a short clip, and I think I know what folder I put it in. I put it in a folder. Oh, anyway, in the clip, it said, you ever notice that men, damn it, that's not the right folder, so I was wrong. It said, you ever notice that men that beat a biche always got women to beat? I'm going to say that again. You notice the dudes who beat a bitch always got women to beat? They never single. They always got somebody they hitting on. You ever notice that? I'm not talking about that. Again, I don't want y'all to misconstrue that me trying to say that. My point being in saying that is, ladies, you all will give the men who go upside your head, that cheat on you, that steal from you, that got your car, that's doing all the kind of stuff. Y'all give them dudes so many chances. You talk reckless, he beat you upside your head, and then you go back to him, even though it was your mouth that probably started it some of the time. But then you have a good man and you disrespect him without a thought. You see what I'm getting at? If these women fall into these categories, it says more about their character than the men they supposedly trying to go for. Devin says, thank you for the $5 holler. Devin says, black women have adopted President Biden's statement. If you ain't dating black women, then you ain't black. That's a good one. Hey, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. That's a funny damn joke right there. That is damn good. Thank you so much for that, man. Devin with the $5 holler. Man, that's funny. There we go. All right. Yeah, they straight love it. Deep Soul, shout out to you. Said winter is here. Thank you. Oh, I thought I had undone it. All right. I bought gold when it was $1,000 and silver when it was $15 an ounce. Studying economic history, I made the right move. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Let me get to shout out to Frost Mode. He said they trying to shame us into letting them run all over us. You know what? That is the simplest, best way to put it. They trying to shame us to let them use us or run over us. Absolutely. Anyway, let's get to these last clips so we can get up out of here, man. All right. So I got 3 clips for y'all tonight. One is a compilation. That'll be the last one. I thought these were kind of funny. I wanted to share this with y'all. to end the night, to leave on a high note. Just so y'all know, again, video tomorrow, video Friday, video Monday. All right, it's a lot of work. I got to push it, crank it out, but I'm going to get it done. All right, check out this first clip, man. Now, this is one of those, this clip I'm about to show y'all is a prime example of women, of a woman, and how modern women today think that they value is higher than it is. They think they look better than what they really do. Okay, you ready?
Okay, so most of the times in a relationship, one person is ugly. Would you rather be ugly, or would you be okay with me being ugly?
Who told you that?
It's always an ugly person in a relationship. I ain't the ugly one. You the ugly one.
That damn dog you bought.
My dog ugly?
Yes.
I'm talking about out of me and you, who ugly? I'm fine.
What y'all think about that one? Lord Jesus, she looked like dark-skinned Yoda. Oh, oh. Media Man Show had black women saying to a black interviewer, "You look like you take the easy road with other ethnicities." You know what? I think I saw a young brother was getting that, getting that type of, hey, I did a video clip, this dude with the glasses on, they be interviewing people, and they was trying to like shame him into being a certain number. I don't know. It's crazy. Frost Mode laughed at it. Devin said, she needs to act her face. Damn Yoda. Oh, Deep Soul said, you can't make this up. Bro, Deep Soul, you is not lying, bro. She was serious about that shit too. Like, I know I ain't the ugly one. Oh my God. Frank said, she knows she is the one. Yeah, they probably told her in the comments of the live stream. Nope. Oh man. And let me just say, let me say something real quick. Yo, yeah, exactly. You can't make it up. Why? See, they talk about us and like, oh, y'all, y'all dudes that they think y'all too pretty. And y'all think y'all shit don't stink, right? So we get a bunch of crap about us trying to take care of ourselves. And what y'all said, you said men back in the day need to clean up. Then when we clean up and we're doing the thing, taking care of our hygiene better as a collective, now you're too pretty. Now you want to be this. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, man. Why is she having a conversation with a dude about who the pretty and the ugly one in a relationship? Like, to me, that just showed, like one of y'all said, she knew she was the one. Yeah, they throwing it at you. Yeah. What the F is that? Yeah. I don't need to be with an experienced woman. Yeah. Nah, if Fiona from Shrek was black, oh my God. Yo. Oh my God. Let me get the next clip ready. Y'all didn't win. Okay. This one is just funny. This was one that I was like, I'm gonna save this for the I was like, I'm gonna save this one for the gents. It's funny. It's not even on code, but actually it is on code. I'm talking about like for what we've been talking about, but I'll tell y'all how. Y'all talking about going to these other countries and other women being better than the women here or whatever. All right, we'll see how y'all feel about this.
Hello, ladies. Hello.
Lady boy.
Lady boy.
Yes,
You lady boy?
I am lady boy.
You too?
Yes, lady boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? No. He said you. No.
Oh man. Oh, snap. Oh. So look. Hey. Hey, y'all better be careful going over to other countries, man. Y'all better be careful. We get y'all one of them he-she's. Them he-she's, baby. All right? All right, here's the next one. Now, this is a compilation. I'm going to let this one run. All right, well, it depends. I might stop it for the right one.
Without their mother by their side.
My daughter did not deserve this, and I want the killer to go to jail forever.
You don't have OCD. You have obesity.
Bruh.
Okay, thank you. I don't know my.
You don't have OCD. You have obesity. Oh, my God.
My psychiatrist was on here. Thank you.
When you can't do the activities you love, you can't be you. 3 out of 5 young adults experience early onset arthritis. Negro can help. Negro increases cartilage and strengthens muscle tissue in the knees so you can feel like you again. Don't be a slave to joint pain. Free yourself, and the results will be noticeable.
Hey, that guy's using Negro. Hey, Negro. Negro.
Hey, Negro. Negro.
Look at him go.
Negro, get back to what you do best. Get back to you.
Negro, please.
Negro is available only by prescription. Consult your doctor to see if Negro is right for you. Negro, please.
Reads her copy in Braille. She's quick with a joke.
Is there anything you can't do, Faith?
See?
Name something or someone you should stop sleeping with as an adult. Alana.
Your boss.
Your boss. Wow. John.
Children. I'm excited to know where my starting weight is because in my mind, I'll never be this big again.
You want to assist here? You can go on this side, okay? Okay. There you go. Okay. This looks like we don't have a reading. It gives me a stop sign.
Train flexibility with me and reach your full potential in just under 10 days.
Every day I look at Tammy and I'm like, if I don't change now, I could possibly be her size.
You've been done.
I'm still here.
For what? Why? Because you just want to be a asshole.
You're right.
Then why the would you be in this competition?
I'm here.
Boneface, you.
Why do you look 50 and you're 24?
What? What did you say?
So the plaintiff loses, gets nothing. Ms. Howard, what are you thinking?
She lied, and I should have known better when I seen her hair.
Ms. Reese?
Oh, Jesus. Yo. I'm not gonna lie, gents. I laughed. You got to think, man. I pulled those few clips and I was up late doom scrolling and I was laughing. I was like, man, I'm never gonna get to bed if I keep laughing at this shit. So I laughed and I just cut everything off at that point because I was like, man, because I know the algorithm is gonna keep sending me funny shit. And I was like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. But I said, look, I'm gonna save these clips for the gents. Yo, oh man, I should. And then some of them, you just, man, I felt really bad for laughing at the Negro one. That was funny. And then the Family Feud one, but it's like name something that you shouldn't sleep with as an adult. He said children. Oh my God, yo, I was like, oh my God, projecting much? Oh my God, bro. Emotions can be logical most of the time they're not, man. Hey, Frostbow laugh. Devin got his laugh on. V, You're right, women. You guys laughed at it. Yep. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that tonight, man. When Fat Ever had way too many Krispy Kreme donuts. Oh, yeah. In the funny files. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna do my best. I don't always have that, but like I try to like end off with something. I'm gonna try to end off the live streams with something cool, man. Because yeah, that's what it is. We need to have another Friday night jam session, but we'll definitely have one at the beginning of October because I had a great time at the last one. So I look forward to it. We had a good time at that last jam session. Anyway, gents, thank you all for being here tonight. Like I said, I got a lot of work to do. I plan to try to have a video out tomorrow, Friday, Monday. And for my members, I have a member video that I just have to clip up. I'm gonna leave it a little raw, but I'm gonna take out the gaps. I gotta do a little editing to it. But I have a member video already ready to go and are ready to edit, and that will be out tomorrow. So thank you to my members. This was one of those just turn on the camera. I had a couple clips that I want to run by y'all. Let me know what y'all think about that for my members. And if y'all dig it, let me know in the comments of that video. And I'll just start turning on the camera. We'll just talk about things that I see, okay? All right. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Make sure y'all have a great night. Like this video before you this live stream before you leave. And until next time, gents, live your best life.